Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. And Blue Star Saber here once again to do another Star Wars Skeleton Crew review. First day of the year, we get a Star Wars episode, and it's the New Year, so I figured I might as well try and review on the New Year. Well, technically in the UK, the first day of the New Year is gone, but I figured I'd still try and review nevertheless. Granted, I'm finally back at my place. I'm a bit more organized, so which I would admit my last review was probably not my best, but nevertheless, I'm back and here I am reviewing. Anyway, I'm going on a bit about myself. Let's see. So it's time. Anyway, best to recap what happened last time. Last episode, we learned that SM-33. Hold on, let me just get the. I forgot the sharing. There we go. Oh, no. Okay, last episode, the crew managed to restrain the parents of Wim and Fern are discussing their future plans to try and get their kids back, as the regular systems methods are not working. With the supervisor after a failed attempt by Wendell for trying to hack in. But as a result, the kids and Jordan managed to restrain SM-33, and after a bit of working, his program is back to normal. He ends up revealing the court ordinances in the sort of part in his former captain's lair. Captain Reynolds or something, and they end up heading to his planet, only to find out it's been turned into a luxury spa. During their trip there, Jod disguises the kids as elders, but tries to bribe his way in. But he runs into an old acquaintance called Pocket, who sort of recognizes him and sells him out to the pirates. After a bit of a quick treasure hunting on the raid, they eventually reach the pirates. Let's see the dead pirate captain's lair. And with the pirate crew Ryan doing some of the most brutal deaths, blowing up ships, shooting some guys who fall into Spike. Spike, if you will. The kids managed to enter the lair. Shut it off. Jod as SM-33 activate acid to try and melt away some of the other their chasers. Once he learns the coordinates, he double crosses the kids, manages to take control of SM-33 due to a pirate jewel code, if you will. And as a result, the kids activates a trapdoor, allowing them to escape before SM-33 restrains them and all that, as Jod claims a sort of lightsaber that Wim tried to use against him. So that was basically the recap of the. That's basically all of what happened after the last episode, which for me was personally the best episode of the series. But will this episode follow up with that, or will it be a step down, or possibly going in the wrong direction? Well, but before that, I am going to pretty much give my thoughts, if you will. So anyway. Onto the actual summary. The episode begins with the kids, falling down the tunnel, tunnel pipes, if you will, like it's a slide. At first, you think they're going to be separated, but they end up all landing in the same sort of pile again. Meanwhile, Jod and SM-33, arrive back up to the surface where they encounter the secretary. This time I actually have an image of her, so here she is. She doesn't really seem all that impressed. And then as he tries to swindle his way out of it, Pocket here, as well as this fella here, Gunter, crossed his way before he can escape onto the ship. Jod tries to get SM-33 to deal with the pirates, but he gets blasted and short-circuited and knocked out. And Jod gets taken away by the pirates as a Pocket here. sort of seems to get the last laugh. Giving a kiss on the cheek, maybe implying there was perhaps maybe some sort of lover's history, perhaps, between these two, possibly. But I don't know. That's just I'm just guessing here. But anyway, we're pretty much now back. Let's see, with Jod taken away. But before anything else happens, some Star Wars New Republic X-wings arrive. I don't have any images for those, but I think anyone who at least knows a little bit of Star Wars probably should hopefully recognize the iconic ships of the X-wing. They end up fighting, destroying one of the pirate ships. One of them gets away. The kids try to alert the X-wing since they know that Kim talked about them, and they're like and Wim points out that they're the actual good guys, but they don't notice them, and they're stuck on the planet. And this is where you see the kids start planning. Fern tries to get KB to agree with her about taking her side, as she knows that Wim's going to just disagree about climbing up the mountain. But KB actually seems to disagree with this idea and actually thinks that that they can't. Trying to tell her that she can't actually do it, but it seems Fern's not really listening, if you will. Anyway, they start arguing off the course to plan. Wim, of course, did as Fern predicted, argue against it. Neil seems to be taking more of Fern's side, and KB takes more of KB takes more of Neil's side. So they pretty much split into two groups. Neil and Fern will climb up to try and get to their ship, while Wim and KB end up following these little hold on, let me just these little trash crabs, if you will, who seem to have some recorded audio where they're trying to say friends and follow, which Worm thinks they are friendly. So anyway, meanwhile, Jod or Silvo here, as you can see in this image here, is brought before none other than Captain Brutus here, and we see actually more of the pirate crew, including Thane, which I'll be honest, I expected a lot. I expected this character to have quite a minor side role in 2 episodes of The Mandalorian, to play somewhat of a role in the show, but seems like he has not had any major role whatsoever. He just seems to be more of just a cameo background character. Well, granted, okay, he gets one role of when he mentions about the kids, when you see the Republic credit. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Anyway, Bruticus is finally putting judgment on Silvio and sentences to death. But one crewmate points out that there's equal time in which they have the pirate code allows a sentenced pirate to make their case, and where Silvio making a sort of inspiring speech first by talking about being hungry, about how they've all been hungry, and what they've all wanted to do, get moisture farms. So there's one Queelish, the tentacle what aliens from about wanting his own moisture farm or something. I'm not can't quite recall. And another that wanted her own pirate fleet, and revealing that he actually has been following the core. Doing sort of some Star Wars chant of or Star Wars song about Captain Rodan. Hold on, let me just actually find the name. Captain. It's Tact Rodan, saying that he's been following his sort of coordinates to get to Aden and help them find that old treasure. Just as the time runs out, this gives Silvio enough time, if you will, for or Jode, if you will, for Brutus to say, okay, if you can find us the coordinates of this this planet. If you can take us there, you have spared your life. If not, you'll be shoved out the airlock, as that was the sentence in the sense, arguably the Star Wars equivalent of walking the plank, even though I don't think that actually was done by pirates in real life, but nevertheless, won't be thrown overboard, if you will. But yeah. Anyway, we cut back to let's see, the kids, if you will. Hold on, let me just cut to the kids, if you will. Let's see, you're mostly having, for most part, Neil having struggling to climb up because he doesn't have as, let's see, long arms and legs as Fern is. But Fern, using her quick thinking, finds a rope to attach to Neil to help him pull up. Let's see, meanwhile, let's see, you have Wim and Fern, Wim and KB, sort of just walking, following the crabs. Wim asking, are you really just trying to, are you really just following me because you agreed about the crab things, or because you just wanted to argue about, mad at Fern, or mad at Fern, or just didn't really want to climb or something. And during this, we'll end up learning quite a bit about KB, where we learn that she's actually a bit more of a cyborg than we actually believe. In some ways, she's had even more damage than you could argue Anakin Skywalker, as turns out. Most of her droid parts, most of her cyborg genetics are in the back of her head, and needs like a. Hold on, let me just find. Cybernetics suffer. So she has like types of cybernetics inside of her. Head and brain, if you will, and they're finally starting to suffer from malfunction from corrosion, which gets Wim to sort of fix her, trying to help Ritzy create a new little circle cylinder thing to install in the back of her. During which we to learn that she was in a terrible accident. Ritzy Fern is her only friend. She's afraid of losing that friend, and that Ritzy has trouble trying to talk back to Fern because she just thinks Fern's a bit too stubborn to too stubborn to listen or stay put, if you will, and that she doesn't really want to let him down, and let her down, as saying that she isn't quite like her all the time, even though Wim says that, tries to assure her and all that. So, but yeah, let's see. Anyway, Wim is able to repair her, find the scrap parts from the junk, and try and sort her out. They continue, following those crab things. Meanwhile, Neil and Fern nearly reach the top, but only to see a bunch of droid shuttle things try and drag their ship away to the scrap yards. They manage to jump on one of them and then follow it, while back with Wim and KB, they eventually find out where the cabs have been taking these little guys have been taking them, only to find out that it's none other than this giant monster crab, which they're so pretty much learning to trap. They're not friendly; they're actually monstrous. And I will admit, it's a pretty impressive design, and it feels like this crab is moving like a stop-motion puppet, if you will, as it looks like it's about to try and devour them. The kids are able to Neil and Fern, hack one of the droid things. They're making it land close enough so it can, the others two can jump on. The crab monster manages to destroy one of the other things, causing their ship to crash, but they manage to make harm's way away from everything. You get all the praises, if you will. I forgot to mention KB thanks Wim by talking about how Ritzy saved a life, and talking about how impressive Jedi, because, well, that's what Wim wants to be. But you've got Wim praising Neil for hacking let's see, kids apologizing, oh, I should have gone with you and all that. Particularly, you've got like the apologies from KB and Fern. KB apologizing that she should listen to her, but Fern saying that no, I should have listened to you. It's all my fault for leaving you alone and all that stuff. But eventually, they come to some bit of understanding. Fern knows, let's see, with KB, let's see, revealing how she was worried about her malfunctions, and Fern realizing that she probably shouldn't have abandoned her and all that. So you have that, but the kids, before they could celebrate, end up having to deal with the fact that oops, hold on, let me just scroll through here, that this new junk heap is trying to destroy their ship. So they rush in and start to try and get to their pilot settings, if you will, and as a result, they each do their sort of position roles, where you got Wim on the turrets trying to blast a sort of scrap machine, if you will, and let's see, Neo trying to pilot the ship while let's see, Fern steers, while KB tries the mechanics and powering up the engines, trying all sorts of tricks. Eventually, nothing's working. It's too grabbed in, so Fern does what pretty much the recaps kind of gave you reminded you about, and also being a bit of a Chuck Eves gun with the one button. Let's see, having to press the self-destruct purge the whole kind of button that SM33 told him never to touch, but Fern, of course, does it. You think at first the ship's about to explode, but instead, it just detaches its surrounding hull to turn into this new design here, looking more like a more like a starfighter kind of ship. Though granted, still a bit of a space cruiser, if you will. Let's see, as they fly off, and the kids celebrate as Worm says claims he's on the ship, ending the episode, if you will. So, yeah, that is basically the most of the episode. So, overall thoughts on the episode. Okay, I'm just gonna do this kind of quick. Let's see, first of all, okay, I will admit the secretary, I did not expect her to see her again, but it was just a quick cameo with a bunch of luxury guests. But I thought it was like a funny moment when just as Jod thinks that he's about to get away, trying to, pay his leave, but only for Pocket here to get the last laugh. Like I said earlier, it seems to, when she kissed him on the cheek, I wonder if that means might have been a hint of, romance in the past, but I do like how it seems like this is the last we're going to see the character. She's gone her payback against Jod, so yeah, it's a bit of a shame not to see her tag along with the pirates, but I think for a side character, that's fine. It was good to see Gunter survive, I guess. I mean, granted, we heard him curse Silvio before, but yeah. He managed to successfully capture Jod, which I will admit I did not expect that to happen. So there was that. I guess it's now time to talk about Jod here. Well, actually, hold on, let me just first I'll just talk about SM33 here. Honestly, this is probably the least amount since probably the first episode, where he's just like a deactivated droid at that point. Have we gotten of the droid of our favorite droid? But I will admit he does have a bit of a funny moment of back ready to get into battle mode, only to get blasted and shot down again. It's like he really can't catch a break. I mean, granted, he's not really needed for much of this episode, so I will admit he did have a funny moment, but I do hope that he'll be reactivated next episode and we see more of him. It'll be a shame if he's just taken down permanently, because I do think he's going to have a character moment where, regardless of what the pirate code says, he's going to help the kids. At least that is my estimation. But anyway, let's see, Jod, a.k.a. Silvio. Okay, I will admit, he seemed to have got a bit of karma coming up to him, where he double-crossed the kids, only to be apprehended by the pirates. But I do like how he let's see, is able to use his charisma, if you will, talking about how they were hungry and all that stuff, sort of getting into like a bit of a story about himself before going towards individual crew members, reminding them that he even though that he's let them why he's letting them down, he also knows of what they want to aspire and achieve, and then revealing like the fact that he knows where to find Tato Roundan's treasure at Aten, getting the crew to inspire him. I even have a little funny moment of saying Brutus is a sort of first mate, sort of saving his own skin. So yeah. Now, granted, I am wondering if this means that he's permanently on the pirate side, or at some point he is going to double cross them. At the moment, it seems to go either way. I'm thinking more on the line that he'll try and do some redemption of helping the kids again. But let's see. Who knows? At the moment, it seems to be leaning more in the direction of this being like the pirates' bad guys, because he's about to lead the pirates to Aten, and they're going to know, and they're bound to cause a bunch of chaos there. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see in regards to that. Anyway, let's see. Anyway, I'm going to go to Brutus. Sorry, I've just repeated myself here. I do like how he's just pretty much being serious as an executioner, saying, "Yep, off the plank, if you will, you're toast." And probably if it wasn't for that one crew member that shouted like, "Oh, the pirates' code equal time," he would have done it without hesitation. But I do like how he seems to at least follow the code, at least for the time being. But he is listening. I do like how he seems to be growing a bit impatient, and perhaps maybe even start to worry that he might be losing the crew to like Silvio again. But I do like how he's pretty much like at least seems to at least willing to listen to what Silvio's saying about and saying, "Okay, I'm giving you this one chance, and you've said enough to at least inspire the crew at the very least. But one last double cross off the hole is to you into space." So yeah, I do like how threatening this character is. Anyway, let's see. Anyway, I'm just gonna before I get to the kids, I'm just going to talk about let's see. Now, I do like these little crab things. I do. At first, you think that. Let's see. Granted, I think let's see. Wim is a bit silly. Granted, I almost believed it, but I was like, nah, these things are probably going to try and eat them. But yeah, I do like how it's a bit clever that these these crabs who seem to have metal parts as their upper shells, if you will, instead of like standard ones, because of the environment of the planet and the fact that everywhere's been dumping them, somehow has given them the ability to do at least certain bits of dialect. And I do like how, like, particularly to lure their enemies, if you will, like friends follow, to perhaps more naive, ritzy people. Though granted, I feel like only kids like Wim would be stupid enough to follow this kind of trap, but nevertheless, I do like how at first you see these like small ones, and then you get some more bigger ones as you get closer. But let's see, the most impressive one, of course, is this big mother crab or monster crab. It might be the mother or something. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, it's pretty menacing. Now, granted, with the way it was moving, it made me feel like, is this stop motion? Is this like some sort of stop motion effects they're trying to do, or some sort of design? Is it like a practical model or something? Because I thought it might have been like, okay, clearly this would be like a CGI monster, but the way it moves, it's like a stop motion monster, which I'm all down for. But yeah, makes it feel a bit old, I guess. But I don't know. I think there's some sort of, let's see, appeal in that kind of like movement and design, if you will. So I thought that was pretty good. Anyway, granted, this is not necessarily let's see, these are not technically thoughts on characters, but I will give my thoughts on, well, this sort of scrap thing. I thought it's sort of crab-like qualities of like munching. I thought was pretty fitting design for a place surrounded by crab trash, if you will, crab trash monsters. So yeah, and it was pretty it seems to be pretty powerful, as it was able to hold the onyx cylinder even with all the moving, even with all the power the kids were trying to steer and trying to shoot at it. and then it had to like ditch the upper hull bit of just to get away from the ship. Anyway, new design for the Onyx Cinder. I actually like this design. It feels like it's a much more newer and nicer ship because with the upper hull, it made it look like a bit of a rust bucket, which it is. But this, it makes it look more like a newer ship, more like a nicer looking ship. And it kind of like, seems a bit more fitting for a ship that should be able to up and going because the last design makes it look like it should be blowing up any moment. I do like that the Chakotay's gun had finally seemed to pay off, though, of like SM33 saying, yeah, this is not, going to, this is like never press it, but like at first you think it's going to blow up, but nope, it manages just to detach and seemingly be a more faster design type of ship, which they need to get to. Anyway, I think I've been, I think I've left these for long enough. My thoughts on the kids this episode. Frankly, I feel like Neil got the least amount for this episode, but it's fine. I mean, he did get episode 4 to himself, which I personally enjoyed, learning more about his character. Though, granted, I saw some YouTubers like Angry Joe's friends not liking the episode much, but I don't know, I kind of liked it. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to disagree with them on that, but that's fine with that. But we'll have our opinions on the episodes, really. But I do like that he's had one. Let's see. I do like the fact that the kids were sort of like, you had the best friend, swap between the boy and girl disagreeing. So it's like this gave some new, much needed character interactions. Granted, I will admit it's a little bit disappointing on the Neil and Fern side, if you will, as they mostly are just with climbing up and quickly Fern figuring a rope of like solving Neil's unable to climb by himself problem. But I do like that he at least got like able to hack like one of those droid these droid mini ship things, scrap taking away their ship, if you will. So I did like that bit, and I do like the fact that he's been getting more comfortable in the role of a pilot the ship, even though he was a bit reluctant to do so at first. So there's that. For Fern, I will admit I do like. I do like how we get to see a bit more of her stubborn streak, if you will. Where she's thinking like, okay, my plan's the best idea, even though arguably it probably was, but never considered the condition that her friend was in, and as a result, ended up leaving her behind, which I do admit, I do like how she admits that she made a massive mistake here and probably should have listened. So hopefully that means that she's going to be more open to ideas and suggestions down the line. Hold on, I'm getting a comment. From someone called, 1MARKUS79 saying, nice opinions. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying what I'm having to say about the episode. I'm just going to call you Marcus from now on if you do any more comments. So, yep. Hold on. Where was I? Oh, yes. Thoughts on the characters. So, back on that. But yeah, I do like how, hopefully it means she's being more open to ideas and perhaps listening to her friends more before perhaps maybe doing some reckless decisions. As, some of her decisions, as she has admitted herself, some of her decisions have cost the crew, put them in danger before. So there is that. But I do like how she's taking over Jod's spot. Instead of going for the turrets, is actually taking over Jod's spot as being like the steerer of the ship. So it's like these 4 kids are really sort out there sort of dynamic of like pilot, 2 pilots, mechanic on the ship, repair girl, if you will, and gunner for Wim, if you will. So there's that. Wim, got perhaps one of the 2 most focus here, but I will admit there are some bits of letdown where, there was a bit of a funny moment where he says, like, why does it I always make the wrong choices on who to trust when the crab monsters turn on him? But I feel like I wish there was more complimenting more on this, was the fact that he was the one that was willing to trust Jod the most, and even had them like that that little moment with him last episode. I wish I could have seen a bit more of like his sort of frustration at the fact that he trusted this guy and he double crossed him, and he looks like everyone was right about him. I kind of wish that we got a little bit about that when at least talking with KB. So there's that. But I will admit, let's see, I do admit I do like his interactions with let's see, KB this episode. But yeah, but I do like how he's at first let's see, once again, of course, being like disagreeing with Ferns like that, climbing up there seems dangerous, which to be fair, their kid, he does have a point, they're kids. One misstep, splat, their bones broken. But yeah. But of course, he was foolish and naive to think that these little native crabs would actually be helpful. I mean, it's like let's see, while they could, admit it was probably a bit impressive that they can talk, but it's like you probably should have realized that you know what, following them. Let's see, you shouldn't really necessarily trust natives that have very limited language, or more likely creatures rather than let's see, more like in more high level species. So honestly, he's being a bit foolish there, but I suppose that's his sort of innocent kid brain. But hopefully, after being like nearly eaten by these crab monsters, he'll be a bit more cautious and trusting, or like let's see, trusting certain like individuals or groups, and to is like, okay, be more, at the very least be more prepared in case of a double cross, if you will. But I do like that he has the moments of like talking with KB and like questioning like, did you really wanted to come along, or just disagreeing with Fern? But I do like how when KB talks about how she has no friends, she's been going like, you can be friends with me and Neil, which probably means that hopefully that these four kids stay closer together as a group, if you will, after this whole experience, rather than going to separate ways, which I think is going to be the case, though. Granted, whether or not we see these kids more in Star Wars Adventures remains to be seen, to be honest. Let's see. No, granted, who knows? Perhaps maybe when they're older, perhaps. So I'm not entirely sure if, as far as I can tell, Skeleton Crew is just one season of a show, but I could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see. Who knows? Maybe some more expanded universe comics and novels. We'll have to wait and see in that regard. And it depends what Disney wants to do with these characters afterwards, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. I do like that he gets the moment of trying to help fix KB. He listens to the instructions quite well. Let's see, finding certain droid parts. Help melting and making like the cylinder that needs to be placed in. I do like how KB points out that he's trying to help. His goal is trying to help people and all that stuff, and even calls him like being like a Jedi, which I do like how he smiles, because it's like he's wanted to be a Jedi for so long, and in some ways this is probably like he's actually doing a bit of what he wanted to be, of like helping people, being sort of Jedi-like in that sort of manner. So I thought that went well, and also the fact that he's now been pretty much full-on gunner thing, and I do like how he still has some bits of kids of like claims he's on the ship, so it's like, oh, he wants to keep the ship, which makes me wonder if at some point these kids might try and say, you know what, let's go on a space adventure again when they're a bit more older and wiser. Who knows? I could be overthinking it, but I suppose we got a bit more focus on KB in this episode, where for once she actually ends up disagreeing with Fern, in which and see, in the past, we're saying, like, at best, she says, are you sure this is a good idea? But seems to nevertheless follow along. For the first time, actually ends up disagreeing with, Fern, thinking, because, like, she's thinking, like, a server's, she's about to malfunction. She's going to shut down soon. It's too dangerous. Thinking, like, climbing up there would cause her to, if she shuts down, she'll break and all that stuff. So it's like, no, no, I can't do this. But hasn't quite got the confidence yet to try and tell her what's going on with her. So she ends up just considering like whims, like a decision to follow the crabs, which on one hand put her in danger. But it did also lead her to, the parts she needed to like reboot herself. But we end up, perhaps maybe not learning too much. let's see, maybe not too much in character. We learn a bit more about her, where she's like where she's a bit more of a where she's actually more of a cyborg than we perhaps realized, that she was in this terrible accident as a result, had to be placed in, which I would be honest, I would like a bit more details on this accident and how, let's see, they needed to like install like a computer, like droid and cyborg parts into the back of her head and brain, if you will, like how kind of serious this sort of accident was, if you will, more details on that at the very least. But yeah, I would like a bit more of that, to be honest. But I do, nevertheless, I do like how let's see, she's able to instruct Wim on like what to do and how to fix her and all that stuff. And I do like how she when she reunites with Ritzy Fern, finally opens up, apologizes, and just talks about how she just like wish she try and be more open, but it felt like she's not really like her after the accident, and that didn't think that Fern would listen. But now they seem to be, after this argument, they've come closer, so now they're more listen. I do like how that seems like she's very loyal, wants to be very loyal to Fern, because she's like her only friend, and if she doesn't have her, she'll have no friends. But she's pretty much she doesn't probably realize it, that only listen to now, that she has friends in sort of Neil and Wem and all that. I do like that she was able to see, also revealed that she was able to download the sort of coordinates to like Atom before Jod double crossed her. So yeah, she's sort of coming to save the day. Perhaps maybe not as much a character as I would have liked, but at least we've gotten to know more of her past, her relationship with Fern, and perhaps the building of a new relationship with Wim and Neil down the line. But yeah. Anyway, overall thoughts on like the plot and themes. In many ways, I'd say, to be honest, this episode, in terms of plot and story, did not go in the direction I expected. I'm a bit surprised that once again we are not seeing the parents. I figured we were going to see more of their actions try and find their kids, which gets me worried that that plot line's getting a bit rushed, and it feels like you could have at least had maybe another 5 minutes on that, at least on this episode, at least, given how short this episode is. So it's like okay, yeah. You got a little of that, and getting on with like I'm trying to find out more about the supervisor, or at least finding a way to contact the kids at least. But all right, but other than that, I will admit I was a bit surprised that Jod would be captured by the pirates, but nevertheless, I do like the sort of direction it's going, where looks like he's in danger now. Him and SN3 are cooked. Oh wait, he's able to use his charismatic self to persuade the pirates to help, to show them to give him a chance to show them the location of Aten, and yeah, which is arguably what's probably going to happen next episode. Both the kids and the pirates will arrive at Aten, and this will probably arguably cause the conflict in the episode, where you get the pirates ravaging the planet, probably fighting the security droids and all that stuff. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out, but yeah, I do like the direction that is going, at least, as we're going to get more, arguably more pirates in these next 2 episodes, arguably. So there's that bit. But I do like how pretty much this episode mostly focused on the kids. So it's like the kids kind of needed it, because I think for some people, Jude Lord's Jod, or Silvio, if you will, has been stealing the show, being the one that's seemed to be the more focusing character. This one allowed a bit more chance for like the kids, at least, particularly Wim and KB. Granted, Fern and Neil Cyan got less spotlight, but they did have some moments. But I wish they had a bit more. The episode could have been a bit. This episode was really short, and that's like the down point on this. So it could have been like another 5 minutes with them, perhaps. But yeah. I do like how it's pretty much you split them up, having these interactions, particularly with like the plot to fix KB, and that went well. So yeah, and also dealing with crab monsters and then escaping with the ship. I will admit I like how the music sort of like added tension, particularly with like Fern Wim trying to fix KB, and then of course ship being destroyed. In many ways, I'd say the theme of this episode is about friendship and the worry about having no friends, if you will, particularly KB's like line, which I think was part of the reason why this episode was called "No Friends," zero friends again. But it could also apply to like Jod, after double crossing the kids, some of which do actually like him. He's once again friendless as the pirates have captured him. His only ally as a droid has been disabled. He has to try and persuade his way out of being like thrown off an airlock, if you will. So it goes to show you what happens when you betray everyone. Eventually, that sort of backstabbing will come back to bite you, if you will, as Pocket got the last laugh against him. But there's also like the group of kids arguing about having kids arguing, and like particularly with like KB worried that okay, if I disagree too much with Fern, she will leave me and all that, and I'll have no friends, not realizing that she's made new friends along the way of this adventure. And also getting like with Fern realizing just that what kind of danger KB was in, finally sort of like apologizing, realized that she shouldn't have left behind, and they sort of communicate and understand each other a bit better, arguably probably making their friendship a bit more stronger than it was, where for once Fern might actually try and listen to KB for once, and KB being more open about what she's thinking and feeling, if you will, and about her current conditions. So yeah. Now anyway, overall thoughts on the episode. Personally, I think this episode was a bit of a step down from arguably what was really good. So it was a really good episode with episode 5, which is still, to be honest, the best episode of the show for me. But arguably the biggest downside is the fact that the runtime is arguably, I think this might be the shortest episode. It's like these are the last 3 episodes. We should not be having this sort of this sort of like short of a runtime. And this is arguably still the biggest problem with Disney Plus shows, where the sort of runtime is like making these episodes very short. Honestly, if you're gonna like do 8 episodes, at least make them an hour or 45 minutes or something. But yeah, and also this could have had a few, at least 10 more minutes at least, giving perhaps a bit more character to like our kids, to like some of the moments I was having, perhaps maybe a bit more like KB talking about more of her accident, more of her feelings on that, when perhaps maybe thinking about how Jod betrayed them, kind of thing. Neil and Fern perhaps maybe having a bit more interactions, maybe talking about their friends and what see some of the issues they have, but why they stick around with them, perhaps. And maybe a more subplot with the parents. Jod was fine for what we got. It was more of a setup for the next episode. And same with SM33. But yeah, honestly, that part, I definitely say the lack of length time for this episode is probably its biggest weakness. But I do like that. But other than that, I do like how the music was used to play for some like bits of tension. Arguably, trying to repair a sort of like cyborg thing. Usually probably wouldn't sound exciting, especially with some kids. But I do like how you've got the music playing as KB slowly becomes less able to function and that stuff. And it's like if Wim doesn't do something soon, she will completely deactivate, and it makes you think that at first, but no. So I like the tension there. I even like the music playing tension, where you think like the Onyx cylinder seems to be about pretty much destroyed for good, if you will, but nope. It's able to like sort of blast a hole, get a new design, and escape. So there is that. Let's see, the pirate part, yeah, going well, pretty quick, but I'm liking that. Overall, I'd probably give this episode like a 7 to 7.5 out of 10. The length time is the problem, which could have been some like much needed few more character moments for the kids. But I do like that the episode is actually focusing on them, and you do get some character moments on these kids, particularly KB, who feels like the least developed with the kids, so she's got a bit more development now. So yeah, this is arguably more of her episode, if you will. But you got some like moments for Wim as he helps repair KB, which but I do like you wish you had more thoughts on just like a joke, a bit of like, why do I trust everything that's trying to like double cross us? So he's like a poor judge of character and all that. But yeah, but I do like how Jod got his sort of comeuppance, which I was a bit surprised about, but has managed to move the pirate plot along quite a bit. So yeah, I'll say yeah, pretty good episode, just not great as like last week's episode. But yeah, overall, still a pretty good start to the new year for Star Wars. Granted, this is probably more of a show for last year, if you will, which is still probably the best show that Star Wars had that year. Not very good year for Star Wars, really, but besides maybe the Age of the Empire, and I guess Bad Batch was okay. But let's see. But yeah, okay. Hopefully, the next 2 episodes will be will be very good. Hopefully, it'll be a good finale at the very least, and not disappointing like a few other shows for Star Wars lately. But yeah, overall, yeah, that's my thoughts. I'll be heading off now. Let's see. I am Blue Star Saber signing off. Thank you for listening in. If you have been watching the stream live or end up watching down the line later, and goodbye for now. May the Force be with you. And a Happy New Year, by the way.